Nobody ever has probably eaten this meal until now.
And how is it?
Amazing.
And it's all like wild and homegrown, darling.
Yes, I feel so good about eating this.
Oh, he wants more. Give him more.
He wants more snake gourd.
Stay tuned. This is how we're eating around here. Welcome back to the Abundant Harvest Homestead. I'm Papa Pepper. Today, I'm wearing my Bobblehead Homestead shirt, represent Bobblehead Homestead. I'll put his channel, a link up here. And after you guys watch this video, if you just restart it, you can come back, click on that link, and go check out him if you're not familiar with him yet. It's a hot day right now. Mama Pepper has gone to town, leaving me with 4 of our little peppers. She took the other 3 with her to town. Red Pepper just made me some homemade lemonade. Wow. And I sure do appreciate it when your 9-year-old daughter is willing to do something like that. Today I've got a special one. We try to eat a lot in season. We try to eat a lot of our own stuff we produce or our own stuff we harvest. Today, I've got an experiment. First of all, look at this. Do you guys see that? That's a Kikinda competition strain edible gourd from Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company. We just call them snake gourds because Kikinda competition strain edible gourd from Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company is a lot to say. But I'm gonna cut this guy off. Boom. That's the first one for the year, guys. What do you think that is? I'm guessing it's about 4 feet.
Oh, I don't want him to go in, but look at the size of that. Whew, that fish basket ain't gonna be big enough.
I just caught a gar about this size, although it's quite a bit wider. But the cool thing is, it's still squishy, it's still soft to the touch. If I hit it with my fingernail, I would make a crease. At this point, this whole thing is edible. I'm just gonna snip off that blossom end, and I'm gonna snip off that stem, and maybe the little parts that got nibbled with the bug, I'll hit with a, like a potato peeler or carrot peeler. But the rest of that, I'm gonna chop up and put in a stir fry. And then I'm gonna try something special. Picked up bow fishing 3 years ago. Last year I found out that if you can sucker or you can carp, it tastes just like pickled, it tastes just like canned salmon, smells like canned tuna. So I'm gonna make some carp salad, but I'm gonna head over to another one of my top 3 garden plants, okay? This is one of my top 3 garden plants, trust me, because my family gets like a meal out of just one, because that's insane. Malabar spinach around the corner is another one. Guys, I haven't planted this in years. I think this is the 4th year I'm harvesting it after planting it once. But it's a tropical plant. It makes these nice big leaves, commonly used as a spinach substitute. But because of the size of some of them, I'm gonna make carp salad instead of tuna salad. I'm gonna take some of our homemade pickles. Interesting thing, if you pickle snake gourds, they taste just like regular pickles made from cucumbers. That's a good tip. Shout out to Shalom Acres for teaching me that one. But I'm gonna take some of our canned carp instead of canned tuna. I'm gonna take some of our homemade pickles and I'm gonna make a tuna salad substitute called carp salad. Then rather than bread, I'm gonna take these Malabar spinach leaves, I'm gonna lay them down in there and just wrap them up and roll them up like a salad wrap. That's gonna be my thing. And we're gonna have those for dinner. That's the way I'm gonna serve them. So a lot of cool fresh stuff coming from my garden. 2 of my top 3 garden plants joining us for dinner. And then I've also got some elephant garlic that I found in the woods around here. And I've been kind of trying to cultivate it over the years. I got a full video about the wild garlic coming up soon. But I'm gonna pull some of that out to cook with this snake gourd. So I got a couple things to harvest. Oh, and then I also like weeds. I like wild edible weeds. So many of them are so cool. I got a lot of purslane around here. I'm gonna get some seeds for that purslane listed here soon in our Etsy shop, but it is so good for you, and I'm thinking if I dice it up and add it in with the carp salad, that's gonna be a great way to enjoy some weeds with a couple of our top garden plants, some of our own harvest, and then some canned carp too. A meal like most people would never eat, a meal like I've never eaten before, but I'm ready, and I'm gonna give it a go. This entire wall behind me is Malabar spinach that has been reseeding itself for years. Right now, I'm just looking for those biggest leaves that are gonna work well as a salad wrap. And we're gonna see how this works. Love this stuff, amazing. I've never used it in this application. I like eating it raw. I like eating it cooked, like in soups or stews or stir fries. And it even freezes well for us. But I've never used it as a wrap. I was just admiring the size of some of this the other day and said, you know what? I've got to try that. Already got the snake gourd harvested. I'll snip up some of these. I think I'm gonna make the children pick some thornless blackberries for like a side, like a fruit side, a dessert. That way they've got something invested in this too. Although they do help with shooting carp when we're bow fishing. They do help with that. Let's grab a couple more of these. Look at how insane that one is. It's got a couple holes in it. A bug's been enjoying it too, but that's just huge. And it's amazing too because this plant provides us with an endless supply of greens through the entire summer, no matter how hot it gets. I mean, I'm dripping sweat right now just harvesting these. And then that wall over there is all the thornless blackberries. You should see the size of these. It's not uncommon to have all sorts of them like that. They're super tasty. Wow. So I'm gonna have the kids get us a nice bowl of those to have on the side. I should actually use some walking onion greens in my carp salad too. These Egyptian walking onions we recently got listed in our Etsy shop because the bulbs, oh here's one, will send up little bulbils that then fall to the ground, and that's how they walk. These will actually get formed on the end of some of the stems, and when they get too heavy they tip over, go to the ground root, and then do it again, so they kind of keep walking. I haven't planted these in years either. They just keep reproducing and reproducing, and it's a good way to have like a chive substitute or a green onion substitute year-round in our growing zone. So this is like 6B, 7A. They're pretty much always here when we want them and need them, so I grab them fresh whenever I want. This right here is a nice big pile of purslane. It's a really cool wild edible in a lot of areas. I can see right here some of it's already going to seed, so it'll reseed itself just by me doing that. And as we continue to increase our knowledge about the natural world in which we live, then the more stuff like this we start finding as a resource, and something that if we find it grown in our garden, we can allow it to grow. And if we find it in the wild, we can also just grab a snack. And it's very good for you. We really like it. And I'm gonna be adding this purslane to our carp salad today. Over here is a bunch of clary sage going to seed. But this is gonna be what I call one of the elephant garlics that we found in the woods. I've been growing some in my garden now for a bit, and I'm gonna see if this whole thing will pull up. Yeah. So this is not the biggest one, but it does have a bunch of nice garlic cloves right there around the base. I'm gonna see if I can clean them up a little bit. So these I'm going to use with that snake gourd. And that always like frying with a little bit of butter, a little bit of garlic, something like that. If we waited till later in the week when we picked up our fresh milk from some people we pick it up from, we could just make our own butter too. But we don't need to do that, and I have some butter on hand. And then yeah, not a bad clove. So we're gonna put those up with the snake gourds too. And even though we got some walking onion greens we're gonna use, I'm gonna pull up, there we go. An onion from the garden too. I gotta start pulling these up. I think I'm gonna take some of these and some of our tomatoes and just make a onion tomato type canned up bunch of jars. Has a salsa base, a sauce base, a pasta base, whatever it may be, but I gotta start using these anyway, so I'll add this one to my carp salad. And as a sneak preview for you guys, check out these tomatoes. This is the best year of growing tomatoes for us so far. Just giving you a sneak peek. I got a video coming up in a bit. I'll probably talk a bit about why I grow them the way I do and how that's been working out for us, but I'll give you a sneak peek quick. Just look at that wall of tomatoes. Look at how some of these individual plants are doing. Look at something like this. Yeah, we're doing pretty good this year on these. And again, I'll put out a video about them soon, so stay tuned. When the kids get those fresh blackberries, this is going to be even more awesome. But again, I'm going to take the snake gourd, take some of these garlics, saute them up. I'm going to take this onion, this purslane, and these Egyptian walking onion greens. I'm going to add that to my canned carp with some of our homemade pickles and some mayonnaise. And that'll probably be about it, maybe a little salt, pepper. And then I'll take these guys, this one's got holes in it, but I'll take these guys and make salad wraps with that carp salad in the middle. So it's kind of like if you had like a romaine lettuce leaf and you wrapped it around some tuna salad, only this is all substitutes all the way across the board pretty much. Just a bunch of homemade stuff. So looking forward to this. Let's get inside. I hear the kids coming. I think they're gonna start tackling these thornless blackberries, and we'll see how this comes together. And when Mama Pepper comes home, she'll have an amazing meal. Bug, that is the first snake gourd of the year. What do you think?
That's cool.
That's cool. How big is it? Is it taller than you?
Yeah.
Stand it up once. From the ground up? Yeah. It is definitely taller than you. You want to eat it up for dinner tonight?
Yeah.
You like snake gourds? All right. So here's the main elements of this meal. Again, we're gonna have this 4-foot snake gourd or so, diced up with these garlics and sauteed in some butter. We're gonna take the onion, the purslane, the Egyptian walking onion greens, and then a couple cans of canned carp from earlier this year. And we're gonna dice up also some pickles, and we're gonna make a carp salad. When we get that carp salad made, we're going to wrap it in these. Now these are pretty thick and pretty tough, but having them picked for a little bit on a hot day like this will make them kind of more wilty. And if they're more wilty, then they'll kind of be more like a heated tortilla compared to a regular tortilla. And we should just be able to roll those up with the carp in the middle and have a nice presentation. Have the snake gourds on the side, then the carp salad wraps, and then a small little pile of berries once you guys go pick the thornless blackberries. You're gonna do that today? To make a nice meal? Thumbs up? Yes, sir?
Yeah.
All right. Boy, it is nice though too. I mean, that's not a bad onion for growing it yourself. That's not bad garlic for pulling out of the woods and letting it grow in your garden. That's not a bad snake gourd by any means. Come on, carp from the lake, so much fun to go bowfish them. And then we put up a couple hundred jars of canned fish this spring. These are great, you know, it's kind of at will green onions. And then weeds, you know, purslane. people think that's garbage and they rip it out of their yard, rip it out of their garden. We just learned to incorporate it into our life and be blessed. So with some homemade pickles, this is going to come together pretty good, I think. Never done it. Here we go. I decided to spare you watching me chop this stuff up. You should know how to chop up things, but here's the pickles. Here's the onions. Here's the green walking onions, the Egyptian walking onions. That's that garlic. And then here's the purslane. Now, a lot of times when people have tuna salad, it'll be something like the canned fish, which would be tuna, the pickles, and then celery. So this has got a good crunch. We're going to kind of use that in lieu of celery, which is really cool because celery is a negative calorie food. It takes more to eat it than you get out of it. So this is going to be much richer and better for us. And then you can see I do have quite a pile of some of these things. So some of the onions and some of the purslane may make its way in with the snake gourd. I'll show you what I do for the snake gourd because that may not be as common for you. But I'm going to take some of this stuff, strain this. The juice in here we can use for a number of things. We may just soak our dog food or chicken feed in it. Let the animals enjoy that. But I'm just going to strain these and then mix it up with what I want out of here and some mayo and maybe a little salt and pepper to make my salad. I'm still got to rinse these off and then I'm going to cut that up and get it ready to saute. Jill, check the chicken pen, or are those pretty much done?
We checked it. Oh, we didn't check it yet. So we can. Daddy, this bunch.
Is that going to be for dinner? You're not going to eat them all?
No.
All right. Very good. Mama? Good. Good.
Daddy.
Oh, and look, we got more snake gourds coming. A couple little ones there. This guy will probably be the next to harvest. And always remember to let the couple go to seed so you can have your next year's crop.
My watermelons have watermelons.
And feel free to squeeze squash bugs too. Come here. You're dead. And they stink.
My watermelons have flowers.
Cool.
And they have baby ones.
In this canned carp, there are little bones. I don't know if you can see that white guy there, but it just crumbles into nothing. Kind of like canned salmon or canned tuna. So add some of this stuff and I'll get it mixed up here. And those wonderful children. We've had so many harvests of these. I love it because that's not a regular bowl. That's a big bowl. So pretty cool. It's going to be a good meal. This is mixed up and tastes pretty good to me. I don't always taste my food first, but tastes pretty good to me. These got to be washed. These just got washed, so they're about ready to be wrapped and rolled. I'm going to wrap them, roll them, stack them, chill them in the fridge. This is going to get mixed with the snake gourds. It's mostly just onion and garlic left. Everything else pretty much went in here. And I'm going to wait on that snake gourd till Mama tells me she's on her way home because that one's going to be hot. So I want that hot and ready. These will be rinsed and chilled in the fridge. These will be assembled and chilled in the fridge, and we'll go from there. This works about like I thought it would. I just dry these off because they were rinsed. They're still kind of wilty and flimsy. That comes in handy. I just take this carp salad mixture here, lay me a nice bead on the one side, try to make it even in consistency, and then just roll it up. And when I roll it up, I try to roll it up nice and tight, have it a good, you know, consistent width across the thing, and then lay it kind of leaf side down, flap side down on this pile here of all these ones I'm making. So those can just chill in the fridge. I think this is going to work really nice. I haven't tried the Malabar spinach with the salad yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. And I think this is going to be potentially a staple in the future, because every year the carp spawn, every year we like to bow fish now, every year we like to can up those fish now, and every year the Malabar spinach comes back on its own. As does like purslane, walking onions, other things too. So pretty excited. And then as long as we get a good harvest of snake gourds, we can make pickles, even if we don't have a good turnout on the actual cucumbers, because those can be difficult sometimes for us. And we've heard the same thing for others. The other year, Shalom makers didn't have a good cucumber harvest at all. So they thought, hey, let's try substituting the snake gourds, and absolutely worked. So I can't wait to taste our first fresh one of the year too. This is the first one we're harvesting. I'm really optimistic too, because that whole thing is edible. If you wait too long, the skin gets tough and you gotta peel them. And then also the seeds get formed and you gotta core them. But if you get them at the right time, you don't have to core them or peel them. And that makes life easier. I'm gonna finish this up and then wait for Mama to call so I can do up my little sauteed vegetables here with that snake gourd. But yeah, that's gonna be awesome. It's going to be easy enough. My kids eat things out of tortillas, eat things out of wraps. Not everyone would like it, but we kind of teach our children to enjoy what they have, be blessed with what they have, not complain. And that just makes life easier too. Well, that worked really well, and that looks really nice. I actually used up all of that carp salad that I made. Not a lot different than making breakfast burritos or tamales or, you know, other things that we do around here. I did have a couple extra leaves, so can eat these just up. And then I'm gonna rinse these. Hope you don't mind not seeing my face for a minute. I'm going to show you how I do these. This here, like I said, if you look at it, I mean, it's wiggly, you know what I mean? So it's not completely mature. It's got that little blossom end I normally take off. Oh, and then the stem I take off. After that, I just look for any little bug bites or nicks. Just hit them with for a second with this. Nothing too major. If this thing was more mature, I'd have to peel the whole thing. Here's another one. And here. I'll cut that. So that's about it. The rest of it looks great. What I do is cut into sections that fit a cutting board, because I don't have any 4-foot long cutting boards. See that bend there? So I'm just gonna hit it somewhere over by the bend. And then to make things easy for me, I got a wok over here with a little bit of oil in there. I'll be cooking it in butter when I get there, but I just cut it in half lengthwise. And when I open that up, yep, the seeds are barely starting to form. So they're still young in there. And then I hit it again. So that's quartered now. This one's halved. Do this. Now it's quartered. Put them next to each other. I'm going maybe 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch. I'm just trying to go pretty uniform here. That's almost like a quarter of it. And look at how much is in there. Wow. And then just because I got my other guys left over, I'm just going to add a little bit periodically throughout it to help it mix in. But that's all I really do. And then I'll put a little bit of butter in there, add some heat, stir them up and go. But yeah, see, if I take my nail and press on it, it easily dents that skin. You can see that line. I'll put 3 in a row real quick. Yeah, see those 3? That shows you it's still tender. Look in here, there's no seeds. Okay, they're gonna form, but they haven't started yet. And then just by doing it this way, where I quarter them first, then every slice gets me 4 pieces. 1 slice, 4 pieces. 2 slices, 8. 3, 12. I'm not gonna do any math. 16 after that, I guess. But and part of the reason I'm doing them so small, like I could just take these as they are and make medallions, and we have done that before. But again, we've got a pile of little children and things like that. If I was making pickles out of them, you can bet I'd just go like this, you know, and have a bunch of pickles like that. Or you can cut them into spears, kind of more like this. I've done both before. But yeah, if I cut medallions first and then had to X them all to get my 4, that's more labor intensive. So to cut them into 4 strips first, and then just every slice gets you 4. That's better in my opinion. I'm going to finish this up and then I'll show you the pile that this makes, which is why I'm cooking them in a wok. I want you to consider for a minute how big that thing was. Here's the stem I cut off. Here's the blossom end I cut off. Here's a medallion I sliced off because it had that black spot on it, or brown spot. And here's the skin I chose to peel off. Everything else from that entire snake gourd has been put in here. And I added in that onion and garlic too. But look at the size of that from one. So this is going to be more than enough vegetables for a meal for my family. So I'm hoping that this will probably eat about half of it. One time I forgot to season this. I just took some, sauteed them up in a pan with some butter, and everyone was raving like, wow, how did you cook that? What seasoning did you use? And stuff like that. And I go, I forgot to season it. So this is going to be ready here. When Mama Pepper gives me a call, I'll be able to heat it up. And this is one of those ones too, guys. It was just a risk. Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company, rareseeds.com. They have all sorts of seeds from all around the world. I always thought whatever grows in my zone that could, I'm willing to give a chance. So whatever does really well, then I like. And then if I like it and it does really well, it makes it really easy for me to garden. And like I said, multiple meals out of just harvesting one fruit. How many options do you have to do that? You're not going to pick a pepper or a tomato or a potato and be able to do that. Even a spaghetti squash, usually, if you have a family, if it's not just a person or a couple, that spaghetti squash is going to be gone, you know? So yeah, I love something that size, especially for a family my size. And when you're waste, and I say waste with quotation marks you can't see, is that'll just get composted or eaten by the animals anyway, so it all gets used. But wow, you know, that's crazy. Let's get cooking. So here we go. Add a little bit of seasonings, some butter. You can hear it start sizzling. I'm going to cover it for a bit and kind of keep tossing it until it gets cooked down. But man, first one of the year, this is exciting. I like it. Wow, that smells so incredible right now. Just a little more to go. And you can see how juicy it is at the bottom. I'm going to cook it open now and let this steam come off. Turn on the hood. Wow. Alright, Mama's home now. I'm going to get this ready, and Red Pepper helped by making another lemonade because they're awesome. So here's what this looks like. Yeah, it smells amazing. I haven't tasted it. Maybe we'll have Mama try the first snake gourd of the year. And I got to get my stuff out of the fridge now. My wraps and my berries. She's home! This is what it looks like all together. The berries, the wraps, the snake gourds, and the lemonade. I'm going to get a plate of this ready for Mama, but I probably want her to see that stack first. and see what she thinks about my carp salad wraps. This is stuff, guys, that you're not gonna buy on the street, you know, unless you're making this all yourself. You ain't gonna get this. I guess if you came over, I could make it for you. That'd be another option. But let me know if you'd like to come over and try it now. And then, after we try it, if you change your mind, you can always edit your comment. Hey, darling.
Hey, darling.
What do you think of my carp wraps?
They look amazing.
You want to try one?
Yes.
First snake gourd of the year, too.
But I should probably wash my hands first.
So, I'm going to get these all divvied up, and we'll have a dinner. And
right.
nobody eats like this. This meal's probably never been created in the history of mankind. Can you believe that, little man?
Extra special.
We're first. Give it a go. She almost jumped in beforehand. Darling, it's got purslane in it too. You like it? Does that work instead of bread?
Tastes good. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That's really good.
And can you nibble a snake gourd for us too after you're done with that one?
Mommy, Dada.
Yeah, baby. You can do that. Try one.
Awesome.
Grab a spoon or use your fingers, but however you want that snake gourd. First one of the year. It's like a 4-footer.
Wow, those are really good.
With onion and garlic out of the garden too.
Baby wants them.
Oh, baby's first snake gourd. Hey, sonny boy, he
7
likes
months
it.
old today, Papa.
Oh, happy birthday! Have a snake gourd. And guys, I don't know. Just look at that meal. Garden, lake, other things. Look at your meal too. Yeah.
Snake gourd?
Anyone else? Yours is gone already, son?
Yeah.
You ate your whole wrap?
Yeah.
Was it good? Whoa. And hey, how do those leaves work? Whoa, bug! His is all on his cheek. Did you want another one, bug, or you go with that?
I want another one.
You do?
Papa, you did great.
Here's a nice little one for you, bug.
Daddy!
Hers is gone. Guys, seriously, when Mama was putting hers in, that was the first thing. Did you want another one? There you go. What? No, guys, I haven't even tried them yet. All these kids are gone.
Daddy!
Except for my birthday buddies. Those are twin sisters, 9 years apart.
Bye!
For her 9th birthday, she got a sister. Neither of them touched it. It's a berry, and you helped. You had the bowl. And she'd run back and forth to the kids, and she'd go dump, dump, and have them dump it. All right, I'm getting involved. So obviously, I hand out that silverware for the snake gourds, guys. Obviously. Yeah. Well, first of all, you'd never know it was carp unless you were smart enough to try canned carp before. Then you'd be like, oh, this is good. Is this carp? Yeah. And that Malabar spinach wrap, that's a really good presentation of them. Now, look at that. I mean, look at the size of that, guys. That's about 6-7 inches. They're just stuffed with that carp salad. I mean, if you ate tuna, you could use tuna for it too, but that is absolutely amazing.
These are Malabar spinach leaves?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Nice. What did you put inside with the carp?
Malabar spinach leaves I planted 4 years ago. So it's carp and mayonnaise and purslane, green onions, some other onions, and pickles. That's about it.
Nobody ever has probably eaten this meal until now.
And how is it?
Amazing.
And it's all like wild and homegrown, darling.
Yes, I feel so good about eating this.
Oh, he wants more. Give him more.
He wants more snake gourd.
Son, I see you. Is that your third one already? Oh yeah, red pepper made a wonderful thing of lemonade. I was drinking some while I picked it. I'm drinking some while I eat it. There you go, my lady.
Probably
Is that your third one too? Whoa. All right, y'all, a couple things. Number one, when I started, I wasn't even thinking about having something to substitute the crunch of the celery like I did with the purslane. I think that was wise. I did want to do it with pickled snake gourds instead of the pickled cucumbers, but this stuff we got to eat up. It's from years ago, so we got to get her done. And just try new things. Try new things. This is so awesome. I mean, this is one of my top 3 garden plants anyway, but I've never even used it like this. And I'll tell you what, too, especially like with with the consistency of like tuna salad in there, that's, I mean, look, nothing's flying out, nothing's leaving, it's easy.
Let's see if it's good.
Be blessed, y'all. Pop out.
Bye. Thank you for watching.